Let's talk about the design. This phase involved the creation of character sheets, expression sheets, fashion sheets, locations, and references. Optional steps are sheets of accessoires, color charts, storyboards, 3D models, and merge design. So let's start with character sheets. How much work you want to put in and how detailed you want them to be depends on you. Just remember that it will be helpful to plan and to try out things in this phase, because when you start doing the pages, changing designs will come with additional work and loss of time. At least do a close-up of the character in frontal side or 3/4. It is also a good idea to do expression sheets. How much work you want to invest is up to you. For a short story, you can use a few expressions. But for a long story, you can make more expressions or many more, showing the face from different angles. Or you can go crazy and just do a sheet per mood from different angles, like neutral, happy with eyes closed, or angry, and that for each character. Fashion sheets can also come in handy. That way you can create a helpful guide for yourself that you can consult when doing your story. That helps a lot when your character is going to wear more than one outfit. The same character can give off completely different vibes when wearing different clothes, so try things out. Like in this case, my character Gabriel is wearing classic clothes and looking very differently compared to him wearing stage clothing. Here's another example of Patrick. See what I mean? Even with the same pose, the atmosphere around the character is different, depending on the clothes. And here's an example with Marie. Same pose, different clothing. At this stage, you can also try out how your designs would look like when drawn black and white and with green tones. Like in this example with Leia, who, as you can see, in the last set of outfits really loves cats. I also find size charts useful. It can help you remember how big the characters are in relation to each other and to their surroundings. You can find the template in the attachments. I have used the metric system because it's the one used over here, but you can adapt it to your needs in case you use the imperial system. Next come locations. You can include drawings of the locations from different perspectives. In this stage, like with this gym, a locker room, or you can use reference images that you can consult when drawing your backgrounds. In this case, I added background images that I created based on photos of big cities and towns. If your story is taking place in the cities that you live in or have been to, you can also add photographs. Mangaka use photographic reference all the time. They even send out their assistants to shoot photos of different locations from different perspectives that can then be traced by using a light table. Now let's talk us about the things that are optional. Especially for longer stories, it might be a good idea to include the same attention to the accessoires that is given to expression sheets, particularly in fantasy stories that have weapons or armor, and when there are a lot of different accessoires involved. Same with color charts. Keeping in mind what color you use on which character can be a huge help when doing a longer story, but even in a short story it can help, especially when you go for color instead of keeping it black and white. Storyboards can also be helpful, though I'm not talking about detailed storyboards like for movies. I'm talking about creating drawings of important scenes. It is particularly helpful with longer stories. Not only does it give you goalposts that your story can go towards, it also has several other benefits. For one, it gives you the opportunity to get the scenes out of the way that you really want to draw and that are stuck in your head early on. But at the same time, it will help you later on because you already designed the important scenes and you can use them directly or parts of them. Another thing are 3D models. It might come as a surprise, but a lot of professional manga artists are using them. I know a number of artists who build 3D models of backgrounds that most frequently appear in their manga by using Blender or SketchUp. It is also possible to import Blender backgrounds in such a software like Clip Studio Paint that not only has its own 3D backgrounds but also come with posable 3D mannequins or other 3D assets. Another optional point is designs for merchandise. It is something to consider. Let's take Clamp for example. They designed their characters in a way that it's super easy to make merch from them. Take Mokono for example, which featured as a mascot in several of their stories. But you don't have to go that far. You could, for instance, let your character wear a t-shirt with a design that you can also put on t-shirts and bags and other stuff. Why not benefit from your work in multiple ways?